I have my mic plugged in. Hold on, y'all. That's crazy. Well, it gives y'all some time to get here. That's crazy. I'm like, how am I live? I look up and I see the joint saying going live. Alrighty. Okay. I'm not set up, so y'all gotta give me a minute. I didn't expect it to be live already. But I don't know if the new thing now is once you schedule it, it's just gonna go live. Because that was nuts. We're live. Okay, guys, let me try to find my mic. I don't see where I put it. Otherwise, we're gonna do this session without a mic and just make it work. If you're new here, I'm trying to introduce myself while I'm all over the place. If you're new here, I'm Amina Hextor. I am the creator of Soul Transforming Energy and Movement. And I am an intuitive guide who also uses my gifts of being able to connect to the ancestral realm, the ascended masters realm, the angelic realm, to guide us through movements and visualizations that will assist light workers on this planet. You know that's you if you're here, meaning you're some beacon to others in the world in some way, shape, or form. You're here for a higher purpose than most. My channel is here to help you. Why am I switching my earrings? Got carried away. All right, hey y'all. What's good and good? New moon in Cancer. I did not really go hard and do any research. Like usually I got my book out. I got a whole session. Like we done do some breath work. And probably with this being a new moon in Cancer, I probably should have did all of that. Like we could really use a huge woo-saw right now. However, Spirit told me just let your heart guide you through this session. And honestly, I can already tell y'all from having been reading lunar cycles forever and also tapping into the energy that the collective is in right now, I can already tell y'all what your 5 tips are going to be. But let's get started from the beginning. If you have no clue what it means, new moon, it's the new moon cycle. It means it's back at the beginning. You had your full moon, now it goes back to a new one, but it's still the same moon. You know, it's just a term. New moons energetically represent a good time. Yeah, y'all see I didn't find my mic, so hopefully you can hear me. It's a good time for planning something new you want to embark on, or it's just really a good time for new energy. The zodiac sign of Cancer is a water sign. It is energetically going to pull at your heart center, at your emotions, at your feelings. It doesn't necessarily have to be all lovey-dovey. It can be feelings of anger, feelings of sadness, of grief, of loneliness, just things that have been sitting in your heart. And with this as a combination, new moon in the sign of Cancer. First of all, moons are going to affect us. We're human. It affects the oceans. It affects water. We are made up of water. So yeah, you might feel a little kind of, you know, under a new moon energy. You might feel easily triggered emotionally. And usually I would advise watch your emotions, you know, watch your emotions. But this new moon, that's not the vibe of this new moon. This new moon's vibration is saying the emotions you have been suppressing will no longer stay silent. So if you feel triggered today, like, or not necessarily just today, you could have been feeling triggered a few days leading up to it because you're already feeling the energy of that new moon. And then you're going to feel that energy at least 4 or 5 days after. So if you've already noticed that you've been easily triggered lately, if you already noticed that your emotions are no longer allowing you to just be like, all right, We're gonna eat that. Now your emotions is like, nah, we're not eating that. We're gonna say how that made us feel. That is the energy of this new moon. All right. There is gonna be no suppressing. And if you have been suppressing how you've been feeling, it's gonna erupt in like an uglier way. So that's not the only thing though. It's not just an emotionally based moon. Also, what this moon is going to be doing to you, well, doing to you, I made it sound like it had a physical ability to grab you, but energetically, it's going to cause you to revisit some things. And that's another thing we don't talk about in this channel. I'm really one to say, look back. But what this new moon is saying is not necessarily saying stop your forward movement and look back at something. What it's saying is there may be some things that you've always wanted or always carried in your heart that you might have been like, that was a long time ago. I don't think that's ever going to happen for me. Like, say, for example, you always wanted to be married. Oh, that ain't never going to happen. You gave up on that. That's like a past dream. Or like, I always wanted to be, maybe you wanted to be a doctor and you was like, I don't have the time or the money for them years of school. And that's never going to happen for me. What this new moon's energy is going to do is have those things come back to the surface. It could come in through other people. It could come in through situations. It could come in through whatever. But it's meant for you to take another look at something you might have been like, that was an old desire, an old dream, an old goal, something that you no longer felt like you could attain, but not necessarily you no longer wanted it. These things are going to be coming back up. You might find yourself, if you haven't been doing a certain hobby or career for a long time now, you might see opportunities coming back in that are making you go like, maybe there's something still here for me. Maybe, I'm not totally out of it. But on the other side of things, you might also have people coming back in. And not necessarily exes. If an ex does resurface at this time, if they're not coming completely new, if they're reminding you if they're still their old self, same old, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about old things that are coming back in with new energy. So for example, like I said, that first example, maybe you always was like, I want to get married. I want to have my own home, my family life, blah, blah, blah. And you kind of felt like, God, it ain't never gonna happen for me. I'm just gonna be happy with my life, living free, whatever, doing whatever, when it comes to relationships. And all of a sudden you meet somebody who actually has you kind of thinking like, damn, this is somebody I could actually marry. So it's like that type of stuff, making you revisit things in your mind or in your life that you kind of said, can't happen for me. Now let me put my glasses so I can see what the hell's going on. Hi, who's that? John. Yeah, so pretty much it's going to be you taking a look at things again, one more time, that still are in your heart. And don't deny them, because under this new moon in Cancer, our emotions are not going to be silent at this time. And I want you all to know that as a part of this collective, that's what is warranted. Ancestors are saying, we've been quiet, we've been humble, we've sat back, we've given and received nothing. We've still given and had our back stabbed. We've loved and gotten crumbs in return. And now the ancestors are like, all right, no more eating it. No more eating that. No more accepting it. No more being passive and saying, okay, I'll take that L. Now it's time to say, yo, that made me feel like this. I don't like it. Or I really love the way I feel when I'm in your energy. What's up? It's time to be clear emotionally. Otherwise, under this new moon energy, my collective, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, no more BSing. No more of that, okay, I'm going to go and do whatever I do to get my mind off of that. Now, it's not going to work. Like me, I'll usually go smoke a little weed or whatever. I'm like, all right, I'm over it. No, or I'm relaxed now, calm my nerves. It's not going to happen. What that's going to do is going to have you in the mind. It's going to still fester. So Until you speak your truth from your heart center. This is more of an emotional truth, and not something you've been thinking about, something you've been feeling. It's going to make it very difficult for you to maneuver through this week without spazzing on somebody. so so that we don't spaz when you feel something in the next few days, just say it. Okay? Just say it. And I'm not saying just say it crazy, but say it in a way that now you're clear, and they should be clear, and everybody's clear. All right. It's not so much like I'm gonna hurt people's feelings to make myself feel better. It's more of I'm gonna speak my truth so that I can feel emotionally stable, and not like someone who has their emotions up to here, waiting for the right trigger to set them off. So I'm going to give you 5 tips to use under the energy of this moon, and I'm going to give you a collective read and a pick a pal. All right. And that should be a great assistance through the energy at this time. All right. So 5 tips. First things first, like I said, speak your truth from your heart. If you feel a certain way about something, say it. If you're in a predicament where you feel a certain way, but you can't really say it, maybe you're at a job, you work with the person, or you're at a job and it's your boss, whatever, and you can't just say it, you still have to find some way to express it. You have to. Otherwise, you're not going to survive where you are. You won't be able to stay there anyway. It's just not going to stay under wraps what's in our hearts at this time. And it's really coming through for me right now that this is happening because we have suppressed. And I keep hearing like, y'all ate a lot. Like a lot of stuff you shouldn't have had to eat. Now it's time to no longer be eating the trash, So this is actually a lunar read based off of the new moon that is today. I do personal card pulls at the end of live sessions, but it does require $1 minimum donation to Cash App. Ancestor Dancer. Okay, Ancestor Dancer, Cash App. I also have PayPal, but yeah, that's how I answer personal questions. Sometimes I do them for free if I feel driven to it. But today, I'm really feeling focused on getting this energy readout. So if anybody does have any personal questions, that is how you would get on my Steam VIP list for this session today. All right, team. So let's get a quick collective energetic read. Wow, nope, I said the 5 tips. So that first one was, speaking your heart, your emotional feelings, your emotional truth. The second tip, and I hate to say avoid things because people are always like, you shouldn't avoid, you should face things head on. But no, some things you need to avoid. Number 2 is avoid folks that are emotionally unstable at this time. Okay. And I'm saying that because we are light workers and we tend to want to be available and helpful to everybody. But this week, no. This week, what will happen if you try to be around people that are emotionally unstable, meaning people who react and don't respond to things? You're going to find you emotionally get swept up in whatever they're going through, and you're going to end up carrying their crap, which is something light workers do. We take on the feelings of others because we're empaths, we're compassionate. And so this week, the warning is watch out for those who are emotionally unstable because they're going to be drawn to light workers who are able to pretty much ground their emotions and come from a place of sound thinking. But this week, we're not to let ourselves take on anyone else's stuff. I'm hearing. Got enough of our own stuff, okay, to sort through. And number 3, if you are noticing an opportunity showing up somewhere, something that you always loved or you always wanted or you always desired, it could be anything, y'all. It could be the relationship of your dreams showed up, or the job of your dreams, the job opportunity of your dreams, the house you always wanted to live in, the car you always wanted. But you felt like, it's elusive to me. I probably won't ever reach those. I won't ever get them. I won't ever be able to do that. Too many people hating on me there. I'm not going to be able to make it there. This week, and probably last week, you might have noticed signs that these missed or supposed missed opportunities are coming back around. And because some of these opportunities we put on the back burner or we tried to forget about because they might have hurt us in some way by being unavailable, it might cause us to question opportunities when they resurface. So like if you constantly was trying to go for a dance position as a star of this dance company and they kept rejecting you, even though everybody knew you were number one, and you start to feel like, all right, this got to be haterade. When that opportunity could possibly come back around this week. And yeah, use discernment, but there's still, you still have to pretty much be open. Wait, what? Oh, honey, please. I walk with the ancestors 24/7. Breed cash with your weird name. Get on out of here, honey. Who sent you? What dark walker sent you? You don't know nothing about the ancestors. I could tell. We use different ways to read, honey, to read different energies. Okay. I'm going to take a minute, y'all, to explain to someone ignorant. Okay. It's called reading energies. Some people get channeled messages. Some people have visions. Some people hear it. It's called clairaudience. Some people see it visually or need to get a visual in order to see and get the information. That's called clairvoyance. So don't come on my channel if you don't know all your stuff, okay? And when it comes to the ancestors, baby, tread lightly here. That's all I'm going to say. All right, bye, Bree. So moving on. Tip number 4. All right. Do some throat chakra work, okay? I'm wearing blue today, and I didn't intend to wear it because of that. But the throat chakra vibrates to the color blue, okay? And you're going to need it activated this week for people like that who want to come in. And you see what I'm talking about, though? What I said, you're going to encounter the haters. You're going to get ignorance. You're going to get people that want to test you emotionally. You have to ground yourselves, all right, light workers? Okay? And you have to know yourself. With knowledge of self, there's nothing anyone could say to you. It's nothing they could say. So do some throat chakra work so you can communicate clearly, what you feel. Because this is a feely feel moon. All right, your feelies, getting your feelings. Was that number 2 or 3? That was 3, right? Or 2? Anyway, I'm skipping around. Last tip, because you don't really need that anymore. For this, harnessing this new moon energy is being open to receive. Get in the receptive mode like it ain't no tomorrow. And even if that means you just sitting like this with your eyes closed, saying, I'm open to receive. I am open to receive. Imagining whatever it is you want, falling into the palms of your hands. Get in the receptive mode, okay? That's all I'm going to say. If by the end of this week you feel like none of the opportunities that I wanted returned, I did not see anything revisited, anything that was new or renewed or reborn, that's because you weren't in the energy to receive it, or you saw it in its old energy and didn't recognize that it was coming back in a new energy. And some people might do that to you at this time. That was another side note, light workers. As we have gone through a transition ourselves, you might find some people looking at you like, who you now? Okay? Because we have transitioned. I want to say we have arrived, but I think this week, we ain't going to feel like we arrived until everything has been freed that we've been bottling up. And some people might say, I always speak my truth. I always say this. I always know. There's a difference between cursing people out, spazzing on people, or being depressed and bringing people down with you. I'm not talking about doing that. When I'm saying expressing your emotions clearly, that also means clearly, with clarity, and from a position that whoever you're communicating with, even if it's source energy, understands the assignment or whatever you're saying. Okay? That's all. That is all. And that is that. All right, so let's get into this. I'm going to take a look at the collective energy, things we all need to know, how things are going to be feeling energetically, what this new moon could be ushering in for us at this time. I'm still laughing at that person that tried to comment about ancestors to an ancestor dancer. Girl, I'm a goon. Before you come on this channel being silly, you gotta know where you at. This is soul transforming energy and movement, baby. Okay, so guys, let's go. We have what is this? Why is more than one card coming out at a time right now? All right, so some of you may be in situations right now that you feel like it's just nothing happening here. Maybe a lot of you are feeling at this time like nothing will come of what I'm doing right now, or whatever I wish could be happening, or whatever. Nothing will come of this situation, okay? And what I'm hearing is we're in a void period. You crossed a threshold. You stepped into a new energy, a new timeline. You ended a cycle. So yeah, you're going to be in the void, of course, moon here, where you feel like, I don't know which way to go now. The objective here is now your higher purpose. All the stuff that's meant for you, that's been waiting in the vortex, is going to come in. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. In order to receive what wants to come in now, in order to get the new stuff that'll bring you out of the void now, you have to be open to things that you were not open to before. All right. You have to step out of your comfort zone. If you're somebody who wants to be recognized, but you don't like being in the spotlight, you're going to have to get into the spotlight now. If you're somebody who does not like to be shackled up in a relationship, but you want a partner, well, it's time for you to start to look at relationships differently than now. If you're somebody who wants a job where you're the boss, but you don't want all of the responsibilities of the boss, then you need to view the position of the boss a little differently and start to look at the responsibilities differently, because everything coming in now is going to be pointing you towards your higher purpose. Anything that comes in now that triggers you is to remind you of what you already been through. All right, you already did that. This is coming in. It feels repetitive. It's triggering you. It doesn't feel good. That means that was a little reminder. Like, uh-oh, you backsliding. Something here is not new. Something here is triggering you because you've been through it before and it was not cute, even if it was in a different place or with a different person. But step out of your comfort zone. Even if speaking up is not your comfort zone, because I'm hearing that too. Speak up. Speak your truth. All right. What's the worst that could happen? This tribe here, this circle here, get more comfortable with accepting that people are going to say what they want to say and do what they want to do. And once you come to that conclusion with things, nothing hurts anymore. At the end of the day, you could say, oh, that person said no. Okay. Oh, this person said yes. Okay. Deuces. It's like words are words. People are going to be people. And once we get comfortable with that, stepping out of our comfort zone and doing new things and being around new environments and stuff like that will be easy, because you're not worried about what anyone thinks. That's what makes stepping out of your comfort zone nerve-wracking. It's because you're worried about the thoughts of other people, how they're going to see you. Fixed moon. Whatever you've been visualizing, whatever has been your vision or goal or what you've wanted for a very long time, hold your vision. Didn't I say them opportunities is going to be coming back around? It's going to be a lot of them coming around. People that tried to overlook you might be coming back around again. People who tried to make you feel like you weren't worthy for your vision, yeah, you're going to see that vision coming in. They're going to watch you receive it. New moon in Gemini. Now, what did I say was the key? Communication, baby. Communication is the key. Get those throat chakras ready, because it's going to be time to really be able to express yourself orally at this time, okay? And a time for healing. That's what a lot of the communication is going to be assisting you with. Even if you're just communicating with source or your spirit guide team, it's going to be based around little aspects of yourself, your inner child wounds that still need a little bit of stitching up. You know what I'm saying? So this week, communication is key in order to heal anything that is still kind of in the way of you holding your vision, stepping out of your comfort zone, and actually receiving it and getting out of this void energy of feeling like there's just nothing ahead. Bottom of the deck is a new moon, a lot of new moon energy. So letting you know we are in alignment. Confidence is your key to success. Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So what y'all don't see coming is some financial success or some kind of abundance of some kind based off of confidence. Okay. So this is not a week to be fearful. I don't remember what my weekly vibe forecast was, and I do need to take a look at that just to put this all together. But this new moon energy is like really saying confidence is your key and communication. So be confident in communicating what you feel. I just got a glance at another card. It said believe in the impossible. So yeah, I feel like there are a lot of things coming in this week that you might have already deemed as not possible, not going to happen, not going to manifest. Okay. It is. What else we got to look forward to? I'm going to take a card from each of these, and hopefully the ancestors will work with me. One card for from each of these, and then I will set up. I'm going to do a as we move pick a pile, and that means the piles will not be set up prematurely. I will give you a card to choose from, or an object, could be a crystal or literally a little object. And then as I get into your pile's reading, I will pull the cards, all right, so that you're literally seeing it in real time. So let's continue with this collective read. What else is coming in at this time? The truth. So much with communicating. Moon rising. This is our week. All of your truths are going to be coming up. And there's just going to be no way. No way, if you want to maintain mental sanity, that you're going to be able to suppress these truths at this time. Okay? And I said one, and I'm about to pick another one. Let me get from the bottom. Stay in integrity, even as you speak your truths. Okay? Stay in integrity. This moon is going to bring some huge transformations in people's lives through relationships, partnerships, career changes, location moves, financial blessings coming in, because that don't got nothing to do with career. You could get a financial blessing and not have a job. Could you shush? Sorry, y'all. Anyway, so all you really need to do at this time is stay in a positive mindset, speak your truth from your heart, stay connected to that heart center, and keep that throat chakra open and clear. All right? Hold on a second, y'all. Why is she out here? Yeah, bye, Zari. Yeah, she already asked for that. Anyway, and we back. Okay. Let's see what else we got. These are astro cards, oracle cards, and then I'm gonna go back to the moonology cards to wrap up the collective read. Hi, meow. And yeah, that's exactly true. Holding on to anger is honestly, for me, it's very difficult. And that's how come I'm suggesting we don't do that. Because when I hold on to anger, the first trigger, and it sets me off. And I'm like the queen of cutting off people. It's just something I do. I have very low tolerance these days, you know. I've done so much work on myself that when I run into people who they pretend like they've worked on themselves, and then I start to realize, no, they didn't. And I just don't have the time. And they waste my time. They're doing stupid shenanigans, you know, and then I'm getting angrier and angrier inside. And most of my anger, usually when I'm angry, it's at myself. I'm usually mad that I let myself get into this predicament where this person could make me emotionally rocky. You know what I'm saying? I'm usually mad at me more so than the person who triggers me. Because I feel like I've come so far. Why am I still allowing certain things to bother me? And then I have to remind myself, girl, you're human. You know? It's a human trait. Emotions. Okay. We ready? Neptune, didn't I just say hold your vision? We got vision again. Now, Neptune is our planet of inspiration, of dreams, of questioning truth versus like spiritual beliefs. It's a time of where deep meditation could also be very helpful. But what I first felt with this card for the collective when I saw vision was hold that vision. Your dream, whatever you dream of. And if it's a full one, keep it full. You don't got to focus on just one thing. You can have everything you dream of. You can. Take it from somebody who can build themselves from nothing. You can. Hold your vision because things that you dreamt of, that you've always wanted, are going to be available to you in the next 4 or 5 days. Probably already was available to you. So I hope none of you fumbled or messed up any new opportunities or blessings that have found y'all in the last few days, even if it came through a person. Because the next few days, it's going to be more opportunities for you to receive things that you've always visioned, you've always dreamt of. What's at the bottom? Retrograde review. Yo. And we are in a Mercury retrograde. But what bugs me out is that I was saying things are going to be coming back around. Retro. So, and it's time for you to review some of these things. Like, do I still desire that? At one point, I wanted that. Do I still want that? At one point, I really, if I couldn't do this, I didn't want to live. And now, do I? It's going to be things coming back around for you to really take a look at again. And see if it still matches what you vision for yourself. Has your vision shift? Has it changed? You know, what is it you truly desire now? And lastly, some advice for the collective, and then we will do the pick a pal. Work through your feelings. So much with feelings, I told y'all. Work through your feelings, okay? That's advice card number 1. Let's do number 2. New moon and Gemini energy. Think it through. So I said no reacting. Responding is best at this time because your emotions are already going to be kind of like bubble, 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 okay? You know, it's ironic, too, at this time where things emotionally feel like they want to come to the surface and erupt. We just had like a 6.8 earthquake or somewhere along the hot line, they call it, or hot something they call it, where it's like a bunch of volcanic, like sleeping volcanoes under the ground. And it just made me think like, yo, even the earth is like, all right, some of this stuff got to come up. I don't want it to, because if those erupt, we're pretty much going to be dying. But I get the point. You know, it's like we are mirroring Mama Earth. It's time to let certain things out. And sometimes I feel like energetically we're affecting the planet. Maybe it's all of us with these bottled up emotions that has the earth quaking. You know what I'm saying? Everything's energy. We're all connected. Bottom of the deck is know you are loved. New moon in Libra. We're getting a lot of new moon energy, which lets me know we are right in alignment with new beginnings, with this newness that wants to come in. Know you are loved. I feel like maybe some of us are wounded and bruised through all of the trials and tribulations we've had to go through just to reach who we have become now. And it was a painful journey. Very painful. I'm not going to hold y'all. My journey, shoot. I could write several books on things that people would be like, that happened to you? Yeah. You went through that? Yeah. You know, so I get it. It's a lot of stuff that we have gone through, but know that even if you don't see it in the physical here, even if it doesn't show up in physical form, in the spirit realm, you are loved. Big time. You were guided here. They love you. Okay. You see in this channel, you got lots of love, especially in the ancestral and angelic realms, which I work primarily with, but also star ancestors, and ascended masters like Buddha, Jesus Christ, Mother Mary, deities and orishas. Okay. If you want a personal card pull, read my description. It tells you how to get that done. Okay. I said it at the beginning of the session, but yeah, I'm not just doing random card pulls when I'm doing a lunar read. I do card pulls at the end of the session for those who submitted a donation. And that information's in the description. Otherwise, you just get a free little kind of personal read. Still good enough. Now, I'm not looking for no money, but I don't want to put my energy focusing on one person. And this is like, for the group. So let's get into the pick-a-pal. Let's get y'all a little bit of a personalized check-in, how this new moon is going to affect you, what you need to prepare for, and how, whatever. Get you some advice. Ancestors are already gathering. If you're new here, when I have ancestral energy on me, it could either be I'm having a hot flash, y'all will never know, or the ancestors are gathering. I can tell the difference only because when it's ancestral, it's more here. When it's a hot flash, my whole body, I have to get butt naked. We ain't doing that. So choose a card, and that's how you would choose your read. We have coagulation, soul ascension. This is for group 1. If you feel drawn to this card or that word, your message for this new moon is in 1. Wow, I think I'm group 1. I don't know why I just felt called to that one. All right, group 2. Woo, ancestors, chill out. I'm going. Group 2, we have elevated status. Black Moon Lilith in Capricorn. Okay. If you feel drawn to this card, your message is in Pal 2. By the way, this is the Black Moon Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracle. If you're wondering what deck this is. Okay. It's not Tarot. It's an Oracle deck. Alrighty. Woo! I'll say when the sweat comes in, it comes in. All right. And group 3, you have dissolution. This card was at the top when I first started shuffling. I don't know how it made its way. It said, no, I'm in this read. Emotional clearing. I might have a message in all 3 of these piles. I'll claim one as my main one. And I'll take a message from them all. Y'all can do the same thing. It's up to you. But this is group 3 with dissolution, emotional clearing. Okay. So group 1 was coagulation with soul ascension. Group 2 is elevated status with Black Moon Lilith in Capricorn. And 3 is dissolution, emotional clearing. Now, each of these groups are going to be pretty quick. I don't want to have everybody sitting around and waiting for their pal, because this is live. So, this is what we're going to do. Okay, let's just jump into this. If you were drawn to group 1, I will read you the message that's in the book for you, and then I'm going to pull some tarot to give you some further information in regards to this moon's energy. What is that? Card 38. But I'm already seeing for my group 1s, as soon as I looked at this card, I know you've had some past lifetimes, Egyptian. I really feel for group 1, you're an old soul. Yeah. Old soul. I feel like in this lifetime, you might have came back a baby though. Like maybe previous lifetimes, you kind of came back and you kind of remembered. This lifetime, you didn't know nothing. And anything that you got now, you worked on. Yeah, card number 38 is number 11 is a master manifesting number, my one. So I'm already hearing like you have the ability to manifest. And this is one of the things the new moon is going to wake you up to this week. When you get into your feelings about certain things, you're not receiving, they're not going your way, blah, blah, blah. You can manifest it into going your way. Okay. It's all about your energy, my ones. It's your mindset, your energy, your heart. Stay connected. Now, let me why am I still not on the right page? Doing all that damn talking. I should have been flipping pages. All right. So my group 1s, here's your quick message. It says your soul's gold is shining through. Allow it to emanate and shine for the world to see. When I saw this card, I didn't initially get that, but now I'm getting like something with soul ascension. You're meant to be seen, or you're going to be recognized soon, or seen like a light, or just something about being in the spotlight. Recognition, I keep hearing. But yeah, it says, after enduring a period of intense purges, transformation, inner growth, and spiritual work, this is the phase of alchemy when you begin to truly embody your soul's gold in ancient alchemy. When the coagulation card appears, you are empowered in your purpose and channeling the energy of your sun sign. Wow. Now, I ain't know that. That's deep. Okay. Who's here with power 1? Okay. You can put the power that you chose in the comments. if you desire. Okay, so the sun in astrology represents the life purpose and alignment in your birth chart. So new opportunities, life decisions, and changes in direction are manifesting for you at a faster rate now. When you are in this phase, be mindful of perfectionist habits and gently release them as there is no perfection. Practice presence. Associated with gold and the sun. Do y'all know that my nickname is Goldie? Okay. This gotta be my pal. Who's here with me in power? And everybody said, no, that's you by yourself. Okay. Associated with gold in the sun, coagulation is when you are nearing the end of the magnum opus. This is the sixth phase of alchemical magnum opus, which is a culmination of all the ascension and healing work you've done thus far. You have found and embodied your higher self, light, and true essence in this lifetime. Yo, this made my heart flood and made me want to cry. Wow. Confirmation. If you felt like you've been doing work on self for a long time and healing from things for a long time and learning from lessons and gaining wisdom, this is your confirmation. You've done that. Soul ascension. You've done that. You stepped into your true essence that you are meant to be standing in this lifetime. Wow. And when you reach this phase in your life, the advice is to maintain a daily meditative practice. All right. It'll keep you present in the moment and heal any lingering shadows that could possibly try to disrupt your life. Okay. Woo, my ones. I'm gonna give y'all a quick little let's see for this week. Why did I grab the life code deck quick? I want a deck where the pictures actually talk to me, like a more entertaining. Like I'm looking for yeah, these are a little bit cute. Something I love nice art. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why I keep saying I know what I'm saying. I was just in my hometown, New York, this past weekend. Maybe that's why. Okay. Pull some cards for my ones. Let me just give you some advice under the energy of this moon. Archie, you don't notice nobody else is you don't have to put that many times. Nobody else is competing with you for cards pull because I already told you how to do it. Love you though. Love and light. If I feel drawn, I might do it, but doing that's not calling my energy. All right, my pal ones. Yo, if you're not here with me right now, you might want to re-choose your pal. Yo, okay, and okay. At the bottom of the deck, we got the Queen of Wands. So my wands, what you don't realize is you are very attractive at this time, not just on the outside, but on the inside as well. Like energetically, you're the Queen of Wands, whether you're a masculine or feminine. That feminine, divine feminine energy that attracts in what it wants without really having to do much is what's working for you right now. Okay. What's under that? The Queen of Swords. We are just not taking no shorts this week. Speaking up, saying what you got to say is going to open up the roads for you, my one. Speaking up, saying what you got to say, is sitting on your throne unapologetically. Okay, what else we got for the ones? We got the Ten of Pentacles. There's something shifting this week for you with prosperity, generational wealth coming in. And I do feel like this is something that maybe generationally has been a struggle in your lineage. But there's something about you being the one that the ancestors were waiting on. And there's something for some of you ones that has to do with a union of some kind, coming together with others that is going to shift your money. In the next few days, you will see it because Eight of Wands, there's going to be a lot of communication coming in. People have seen your juice. I ain't used that term in years, but you got the juice right now. People are wanting to run in towards you. Okay. The haters, the things that try to distract your opportunities, try to get them or distract you from them, can't feel them no more. Look at that sun energy down there. It's going to be a lot of opportunities, a lot of people wanting to be connected to you this week, my ones. Especially with the King of Wands here. And what was at the bottom of the deck? The Queen of Wands. So for some of you, you might find your counterpart coming in this week. Really showing up like it's me, because at the bottom of the deck is the Queen. So somewhere in this week you're meeting Could be a new bestie, feels like it's your twin. It could be a new partner that you're just meant to do work with, because Wands energy is passionate. So it could also be somebody that is just a new intimate partner. But whatever it is, for some of you, it could be somebody you might have been just feeling passionate about. I don't know. Maybe you walked away from them. Because with this Eight of Cups here, I feel like some of you ones may get communication from somebody or an opportunity you walked away from that now sees your value. Okay? Page of Pentacles. Now sees your value. Not now, Tori. I'm sorry, kids are bothering me now. Man, we got the Page of Pentacles here, okay? So it's an offer coming in from you walking away from something that didn't value you. Something else is coming in. It might not look like much at first. It might not look like much, but it's going to become something, okay? It's going to put you in your Queen of Wands and Swords energy. So whatever it is you walk away from, and it could be somebody. It could even be you walking away from a King of Wands. You know, might need to. Maybe he just came to play. Maybe he's not serious. There's something new coming in, or there's something about this union of Queen and King that can bring in some money. There's like 50 different messages coming through for you ones. Okay? Just know that this week there is some kind of communication that you need to pay attention to that's coming in, because it's going to shift your finance, your generational finances. I mean, finances for generations. I keep saying it backwards. My ones, try not to get nervous. I'm hearing like new opportunities, newness coming in. Don't let it shake you up. All right? Your advice at this time, pull you one more card. Three of Swords. You guys are still carrying a lot of heartache, my ones. I don't know. You've been hurt a lot. Maybe somebody you poured into recently kind of stabbed you in the heart. Whatever the case may be, you're being advised at this time to work on healing that. And I feel like getting to the energy of speaking. Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. Some of you I'm hearing put it into your art, okay? Seven of Swords. Yeah, you might have felt like a lot of sneakiness. Things done behind you, my ones. That's going to come to light this week. Anybody that's been doing stuff behind you, anybody that's been trying to hurt you, they're not going to be able to hide this week. Let me get one more for my ones. What's going on? King of Pentacles. Somebody loyal. Somebody that's grounded is coming in this week. Once you are able to see through deception, somebody that's like deceptive a little. They're hiding who they are. Look, you can't even see into their eyes. You know what I'm saying? They hurt your feelings. They don't have concerns for your feelings. I don't care if it's a relationship, a friend. I don't care who they are to you. That person needs to go. All right? Or else they're going to block out what's coming in, which is somebody who wants to offer stability, financial come up, and all of that good stuff. So what I got for you, my ones, under this new moon energy. Whew. All right. Let's hope everybody else isn't as deep. My twos, but with elevated status, you have to be just as deep. There is something happening for you at this time under this new moon where you're going to be recognized. And I mean recognized. Elevated status could mean you go from girlfriend or boyfriend to husband and wife, okay? Elevated status could mean you go from apprentice to now you're the boss. You could go from a member of your community to a community leader. There's just something in the next few days where your status is going to shift. It's going to raise up. Now, I read for the other one, so let me look at it. I'm going to give y'all little notes from the book for that too. And that's a number 10 card, new beginnings. You're completing something this week and opening up to a new beginning. All right? Well, it feels like you're getting elevated status due to completing stuff. All right, so what's my message for my twos? Imposter syndrome is creeping in, and you are doubting your accomplishments. The cosmos wants you to let go of insecurities and have faith in yourself. When this card shows up, the opportunity to level up and gain recognition is well on its way. Don't let fear self-sabotage what's to come. Break the glass ceiling and shift the structures that are holding you down. which makes sense because Capricorn is the sign of building your kingdom. You know, so Black Moon Lilith in Capricorn paves a unique path upward. Every time you achieve or gain the status you desire, there's always someone or something there to overshadow you. As a result, you can build up fear around your own power. The key is to step into the leadership role in your personal and professional life without apology. Your reality will shift once you release the limits on yourself, not the other way around. Okay? So if you are connecting more to the feminine energy, your advice is to release attachment around power and recognition. Instead, align with your soul's purpose. This will make you more magnetic versus repelling the opportunities that materialize for you. And if you connect more as a divine masculine, your advice says control could be a toxic masculine trait. In fact, the best way to alchemize this shadow is to provide stability and security to those around you. Where have you not supported the feminine energy in your life? Interesting. There's a lot of messages kept coming through there. I got a whole different message from what the actual card was like. This is also what they need to hear. All right. So let's shuffle up. Well, these were with the other pile. No, they could shuffle on in again. All right. So what is coming in for my group twos, those that were drawn to number 2? We have the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Swords. What else? All right, my group twos already. Don't feel stuck in nothing. You ain't stuck in no situation, no predicament. Whatever you think is keeping you from moving forward, guides are coming through to say it's BS. You have so many options and choices and things you could do at this point in time in your life. I don't know where you are in your life right now. If you're retired or you just rich or whatever, or maybe you're just so attractive. It's just, you have many options, but it's like there's a fear to make a choice. Maybe you felt like you've made bad choices in the past. You feel stuck in a choice you previously already made that has you where you are. Take what resonates. I just saw the 9 of Swords reversed. Maybe some of you feel stuck because you're carrying other people's problems. You're stressing about other people, not getting enough sleep. All right, maybe you have already elevated in status, became a parent, and that could be something that you are not feeling fully confident in. I just shuffled again and it came up. Didn't I say 9 of Swords meaning you ain't getting no sleep? My ancestors don't play. When the collective got to get a message, y'all spirit guide team don't play. That's why you're guided here. Yeah. Come on, y'all. Come on, my twos. You are about to be recognized for being a special being at whatever it is you bring into the world. But there's something that keeps you feeling like you're stuck in the same position. You cannot move forward. Maybe it's even you're carrying the worries of your family. Maybe you got kids and grandkids. Whatever the case may be, you do still have choice. You have choices. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. You must be the one that holds down your people. Maybe a lot of them come to you for money, for loans. Maybe they come to you because they know the Queen of Pentacles is going to be loyal. She's grounded. She's going to be there. She's not going to be an emotional wreck, and all of that. But even the Queen of Pentacles needs some love. You know what I'm saying? She can't carry everybody's problems and be a bank. And that's what I'm getting from this pile. You have elevated in status, or you have an elevated status in your circle. And maybe at this time, it's been to your detriment. Like it's not been great. And you feel like it has removed you from being able to have options and choices of what you want to do. And it's just a feeling of not feeling free anymore, being tied to this status. With the Page of Swords showing up as your final card, it lets me know it's time for you to speak up. Either you're going to mention it, maybe someone else is going to notice it and say something about it. But your advice at this time I'm hearing is stay grounded and start to do work that can help you to disconnect emotionally from carrying other people's stresses and worries. Turn off your phone for a day. Don't be available. All right. And just tell the truth sometimes. Like, hey, I'm not today. Or no, this is the pile I'm hearing. You got to say no more. And I almost here for this pile. You don't trust people who actually are trustworthy. This is like the pile that gives me you often help people Like this would be the power that if you gave someone a loan, you're giving a loan to people who don't pay you back. And then when a good person comes along, a friend or something, and wants a loan, you don't trust the good person because you got duped by the bad ones. So it's something to that effect with this pal here. I don't know. Maybe that was for someone specific. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups, Five of Wands. All right. So this pal, my pal, you got 5 and 5. And then I say 555 for this session. Time of transition. It's time for you to cross the bridge away from the stuff that happened in the past. This is spilt milk. Ain't nothing you can do about that. It happened. Maybe you didn't make the right choices at one point, or you thought you didn't because they led you here. So you made the right choice, but maybe you just felt like you put your emotions and heart in places that it wasn't reciprocated. There's still people, there's still energy here, but you're not crossing the bridge. You're not crossing the threshold into the new energy. Staying in this energy here. And this energy is petty, could even be conflictive. People that want to start stuff. People that are constantly having drama going on. That's where you're focusing. That's the people that are draining your energy, okay? So that might have been for someone specific, but my twos, that's your advice under this new moon, is to stay grounded, be open to people coming to you with their truth, but also sharing yours. Remove yourself from dramatic energy. People that use your elevated status in their family or community or workplace in order to get over. Like I'm seeing, like not take care of all their responsibilities. Okay? That's what I got for you, my twos. Last but not least, let's get this advice for my threes. If you were drawn to dissolution, or if you're popping up in here live now for emotional clearing. Woo, first thing I'm hearing for you is your heart chakra. Your heart chakra feels like the phoenix. Like I'm seeing like a heart that's like being just melted away to the point where you just feel like F this, F this love thing. I don't know why I'm saying F this. I've cursed before, but live, I try to keep it cute. But I'm just seeing like a heart chakra or a heart that's just melted down. But every now and then it sparks back up. And it's like you're going through this process at this time, I'm hearing. I just feel like just clearing everything out, breaking down the things you've been through, seeing where it was beneficial to go through certain things, see what you want to hold on to from certain things, and see what needs to be let go of. I just feel like it's a total breaking down of who you once were. My threes, okay? So let me give you the message from the book. Okay. And y'all are card number 34, which is sacred number 7. All of these cards have had sacred numbers, guys. Sacred number 7. I do feel like you're on a spiritual journey at this time. My threes. And it's not to say you're behind the rest of us or ahead or in any way. It's just saying that at this point on your journey, you're doing spiritual work. It's time. Maybe spiritual cleansing, baths are important at this time, prayer work, going to a mosque or a church, wherever you feel like sacred energy exists, okay, even if it's in your own home. So your message says, after the ego has burned to ashes, did I just say, I feel like the heart burnt down? I can't, yo. Synchronicity bugs me out, even still, after a billion years of doing this. All right, after the ego has burned to ashes, you are left with raw, real, and challenging emotions around what has occurred. This is like the feeling you have after your heart has been shattered into pieces by needing to say goodbye to someone who isn't healthy in your life, or the feeling of fear around money and taking care of yourself after you've left that cushy yet miserable job in favor of pursuing your passion. The universe is requiring you to sit with the angst and unpredictability when you pull this card in your reading. Wow. So at this time, processing, purging, and working with your emotions is important during your alchemical journey. When the dissolution card shows up in an oracle reading, it's signaling a time for you to cleanse and wash away emotions that have prevented you from shining your light in the world. Your frequency, and vibration consisting of thoughts and feelings emanate from your physical body. How close did I have that? I just realized that might have been crazy. Emanate from your physical body and create the world around you. When we release limiting emotions like fear, self-doubt, and unworthiness, our magnetism and vibratory manifestation power increase. This is the second phase in alchemy involving the element water and associated with Jupiter, the planet of spiritual growth. I said y'all got spiritual work to do. Y'all better be giving me my thumbs up this session, man. I'm tapped in. Okay. Sorry. Sometimes you gotta pat yourself in the back. All right. So in this stage, there is an emotional cleansing of limitations, trauma, outdated patterns, and belief systems. This step cleanses away the ashes that were created from calcination. While this can feel uncomfortable, it is necessary for you to pull back the societal mask and reveal your true self. Wow. So their advice at this time for you is to draw yourself a purifying bath with secrets. The same advice I just gave y'all. Wow. Yeah. Allow yourself to soak and meditate on this part of your inner transformation. You're cleansing your unconscious mind, sink into the deep waters of your soul to find the answers. Wow, my threes. I could have read y'all without cards today. That was very crazy. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to pick 5 cards for y'all and check the bottom of the decks for what you don't see coming in. I see y'all rising right now. Yeah, it's time for y'all to do a clearing big time, my threes. Y'all are meant to be in your Queen of Wands or your King of Wands energy, going after your goals and ambitions, the things that you're passionate about. But right now, there's some things you got to clear away that are lingering from past relationships, past situations and experiences. This is the time, this is the week to do that cleansing. Alrighty. What we got for them? The Chariot. Something's coming quick. The Sun. The Queen of Swords. What? The King of Swords. And the Ace of Wands. I'm about to switch my pal. Pal 3. Whatever cleansing you do this week, know that it opens the floodgates for everything. Bottom of the deck, what you don't see is an Ace of Pentacles. Like, I was going to put it back. It jumped out my hand onto the table. You got Ace of Pentacles. Yo, what's coming in very quickly for you guys, and I mean, when you got the Chariot, this is quick movement. The Sun, something that make you so happy. Like, your joy is coming in. Once you clear emotionally and you release, like do some cord cutting, release exes, release experiences you had that were negative in certain areas, release bad jobs. Once you clear out the old muck and just let it go, Lord, what wants to come in for you very quickly is everything you've been wanting. Your partner, your perfect partner, somebody that you could communicate and talk to. Somebody you can talk to freely. Like, I keep hearing that for this group. Like, maybe you've always had communication difficulties in relationships with people. I'm not just talking about intimate, any relationships. You're getting clear, and you're going to have partnerships or somebody or groups of somebody that communication is going to be on point. Wisdom, I'm hearing also, if you're wanting to get into business with a friend or a partner, that duo is going to be, I just heard, and the Magnificent. It's just like some kind of power couple coming in. Major opportunities. Ace of Wands, something that's going to grow and grow and grow. Yo, take your spiritual cleansing bath, pal 3. Wash, pray, meditate. Cut off your connections to the exes. If you talk about X a lot, if you still hold pictures, even online, wipe it out. If you still talk a lot about, when I used to work at this job, stop that talk, because something majorly great, what you want, wants to come in. What you want wants you right now, but you're bucking it up, I'm hearing. You're mucking it up, okay? What you don't see at the bottom of the deck is this Ace of Pentacles. You clearing out the muck brings in your blessings, yo. Brings in your blessings. You being clear and communicating clearly ushers in your blessings. It's time for you to do your emotional clearing, my threes. And when you do, hit me up. We could be cool because you're about to come in some kind of money and major opportunities. Let's be friends. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, that's what I got for you guys. That's pretty much all advice. That was straight and to the point. And 1:05:22 of the clock. I'm going to wrap it up here. Hi, Cheryl. Honestly, I wasn't going to pull any cards. But, Cheryl, you popped in. It says crown number 3 next to your name. I'll pull a card for you before I sign off. But for the future, guys, I don't usually do that during lunar reads unless you send a minimum of $8 a donation. Okay. But Cheryl, I'm feeling guided. I'll just pull a card for you, very quick. Nothing major. Just something you need to know. Okay. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, click that thumbs up so I can maintain doing this. You know, I'm not even monetized yet. I just come here as I'm guided to work with the energy of the moon, the ancestors, and all of the spirit light team that be. So your likes and things like that helps me out here. You know, moves me into the algorithm. Some more light workers who need the light, find me. All right. So let me see, Cheryl, what you need to know right now. This new moon. Immediately, the lovers comes through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for you. All right. There's something that needs to change. This new moon is going to have you focusing on a huge change that might have been avoided for a minute. There's something that has to go that is kind of at the bottom. Hey, Aye, give me a minute. It's at the bottom, it was reversed, meaning what you're overlooking with this change is that it has to be a change. When it's reversed, it means somebody is like struggling with a transformation. The Empress was under that, also reversed. You could be struggling to pull away from something that just does not treat you well, does not see your full value. 7 of Wands reversed. About to give up on it, though. And maybe you're realizing you got the lovers coming through in the 7 of Wands reverse. There was some kind of relationship, doesn't have to be intimate, but usually the lovers is intimate, that you might have had to make a choice about, either trying to hold on and stand your ground. Maybe people didn't agree with it. Maybe there was a lot of competition for it. Either way, it's time to make a choice. And it feels like kind of already knowing like, this is not working for me. Because we got the 3 of Wands here, meaning you're kind of already waiting for someone else to come in. And Cheryl, I don't know if you got 2 kids, 2 sons, or you got 2 masculines coming towards you, but there's 2 young men here. Page of Cups, Page of Wands. One is very emotionally lovey. The other one is very fiery and passion and action oriented. They have you here waiting for these 2. So I don't know if you're pregnant, going to give birth to 2 boys, you're waiting for them, or you got 2 young men who are looking towards you. You know, I'm not fully tapped all the way in. This is just a little quick what this new moon is going to bring in for you. But it looks like giving up on one like relationship or having to choose between 2 people. That's what I'm hearing. Like, it's like you're almost waiting for your ship to come in. You're waiting for the one to come in. You're tired of fighting for some relationships that just where you're the giver and you're not receiving anything back. You're either going to have 2 prospects coming in. I'm kind of young. I'm not getting like knights or kings. It might feel like immature energy. They could be young or they could just be small gestures. But yeah, one of them you'll know because Page of Cups comes and expresses their love. Okay. Page of Wands, you'll know because he will express what he wants to do or where he wants to go. Now, they're showing up as masculine energies. Could be feminines, but when it shows up as masculines, it could be a woman with a masculine energy. Who knows? but you got two coming in, or this is one person that embodies both of these energies. Whatever the case may be, it's like you're expecting them already, or they're expecting you. Somebody's waiting on the other, okay? It's going to be based off of you making the right choice, though. Letting go of something you were pouring into, that you were fighting for fiercely, that wasn't doing the same towards you. That's what I'm hearing for you now. Is this new moon is showing you where reciprocation is necessary. Okay? That's what I got for you, Cheryl. Happiness Megan. I wasn't really going to do any more card pulls. I was about to leave. Let me think. I'll pull one card, okay? Then in the future, just read the description. It will tell you exactly how to become a Steam VIP. And you can get card pulls all the time. All right, at the end of the sessions. Okay, let's see. Happiness. Happiness. All right. There's something you might be wondering if you should do it, should not do it, go for it, or don't go for it. The first message is saying take the leap. If there's something that you're worried about going after or going towards, they're like, you have to trust at this time. There's a need for you to just take a leap towards something. Okay. Yeah, whatever it is will bring you some security, financial security. It has to do with your money. All right. Whatever it is, some opportunity that'll make you feel more secure. Maybe it means you might have to leave a secure job to go towards it. Might take some planning with this lightning, two of lightning. This is two of wands coming through. You might have a choice between two things. They're saying, take a leap of faith towards the one that feels, that frees you a burden. Like, that frees you of feeling heavy. Okay? But yeah, even if it's two people in a relationship, you need to go towards what makes you feel light and not like you're carrying another load or a burden. But it will reflect on your money. Whatever it is, whatever choice you make, it'll bring you opportunities to feel secure. Okay? Yeah, another death card here. You got to let go. Y'all people we got to stop stopping transformation when it wants to come in. You're welcome, Cheryl. You see yourself on a speedboat, speeding towards all your blessings, all that you deserve. That's what I see for you, happy though, okay? You'll be happy if you take a leap of faith towards something that will lighten your load, but it requires you to trust because you're not going to see what's on the other side. They just want you to trust that you'll be okay, even if it's a love, okay? That's what I have for you. You're welcome. I'm sending y'all so much light and love on your journey. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the like, the thumbs up. I'll be back again. I won't be live again until Saturday. I'm live here every Saturday at 1:11 p.m. or 11:11 a.m., depending on my household. If my kids are making me crazy at what time of the day. But I'm always here, and I do card pulls for a minimum of $8 donations every Saturday. So on that note, I will see y'all later. I might post a read, who knows, throughout the week. I pop up on the shorts too. Love you guys. Peace, blessings under this new moon in Cancer energy and all the goodies that come from being a part of this family of light. Later.